Introduce ourselves. So your name is? 𝗀𝗏𝗏𝗏.
This is Mommy.
And
𝗀𝗏𝗏𝗏. And Mama.
And Daddy.
And Daddy.
All right.
There's a story of a modern family. A boy who never wanted to have children and then meets these two people who help create a family.
Take a picture.
Take a picture.
Smile.
You know, I grew up in a working class family that spent a lot of time arguing over money, and I said to myself very early on in my life is that I wasn't going to have kids. I was going to travel, I was going to make money, and eventually I would meet someone who I would marry, and that person also didn't want to have kids. And we spent a lifetime traveling.
The loss of his brother in a motorcycle accident turned Sebastian Alexandersson's life around, and he realized that children had to be part of it. 43 at the time, his wife still didn't feel the same, but they were in love and so looked for another way that Sebastian could have children.
You know, like we live in the 21st century. What other options are available to us? So we started looking, and I came across this website, and you know, they had a drop-down menu of different things that you could be. You can be a sperm donor, a non-sperm donor, an egg donor, and at the very bottom there was this section that said co-parenting.
Sebastian created a profile on a co-parenting website. It operates like a dating app where people can find strangers online who are also looking for a platonic co-parenting situation.
I live in Cape Town most of the year. I'm sane, healthy, financially stable, and looking for a life with a part-time family role. You know, I met with a number of couples, and I quickly realized it's super complicated, you know, and I kind of just put it on the shelf.
Meanwhile, on the other side of Cape Town, Kristen and Kim, 5ers, were trying and failing to fall pregnant with donor sperm.
We first tried with me and going to a 𝗀𝗏𝗃 clinic and did the sessions and all the hormones, and that didn't take.
So I Googled and I Googled and I Googled and I came up with all these random sites. And then I saw Co-Parent Match and I was like, what is that?
CoParentMatch.com is just one of the online platforms out there aimed at helping people to find the perfect stranger to co-parent with. Just a Baby was created in Australia by developer Paul Ryan.
It's a bit like a dating app. You meet other people who want to have a kid. It's matching 3 things: sperm, eggs, and a womb, because that's what you need to make a baby, right?
Paul, why did you see the need to create Just a Baby?
Oh, yeah, you know, like everyone's so busy with their career and everyone's putting off childbirth. So, yeah, I mean, it is a clear problem because whilst all that's changing, our biological fertility window, that hasn't changed one day, you know. So there's still a brick wall there.
Kristen and Kim matched with Sebastian, and they met for coffee.
Me and my wife, we drove over there, we met with them, and then we spent the next year becoming friends.
With Sebastian's help, the couple's in vitro fertilization finally worked, and using Kristen's eggs and Sebastian's sperm, they conceived twins in no time.
He's taller than her, we know that. He's bigger than her.
Girls were great. That allowed me to come to all the scans. I was definitely part of the pregnancy. I was there for all of it.
We weren't expecting on how much he wanted to be involved. Like our first conversation, as I remember it, like, yeah, you know, he just wants to see them every other birthday or every other Christmas. You know, he does have like a wife and he's a busy man and they travel a lot, but it was cute. Like he came around and checked on the tummy and...
The twins were born in May 2018.
You say, Daddy, what's that?
As a father of 2, I can tell you that co-parenting with the person you love and have been with forever can be complicated. You're not always on the same page. So I can't imagine co-parenting with a complete stranger who I have no emotional ties to. There were early challenges for Kim and Kristen.
In the beginning, we didn't really want them to go anywhere, well, sleepovers or visits without us, which I think Sebastian may have taken that badly as if it was a trust issue, but it never was.
I'm sure he He got angry at one point. We got angry at one point. I think he also didn't understand how the mother needs their little children to bond with for a while, you know, before
you start pawning them off.
Oh, Kitty!
I don't think a lot of people know about co-parenting unless it's a friend helping a friend and they both want it. But to take on a stranger and go through this process, it's definitely not easy.
This was a new journey for everyone involved. And as a family, they've had to work hard on figuring out how to navigate their new way of life.
I had to readdress my whole world in understanding of how much children really need.
More hungry, more hunger, more hunger, more hunger.
And I did my first night shift, didn't sleep the whole night, and had a new respect and realization of the amount of work that children require.
But sadly, 2 years into the twins' lives, Sebastian's marriage suffered what he calls a COVID breakdown.
COVID came along and exposed a lot of cracks in a lot of relationships along the way. Nothing to do with the children. In fact, my ex-wife's mother still sees the children.
Come, get your food.
Pretend we're at the shop. What would you like, sir? Do you want one of these?
Some cheese.
Do you want a croissant?
The twins are now 4 years old and live with their moms full time. As rhythmic gym coaches, they often take the twins to work with them. 2 days a week belong to Dad Sebastian.
I've been standing on the edge of the water for as long as I can remember. Can be the perfect daughter. And then every step I take, every breath I...
At the moment, Christy has them on a Monday.
Obviously, we have an easy enough job that they can be with their moms.
I take them on a Wednesday to Daddy.
It gets better and better all the time because they get older now. In the beginning, you know, you would pick them up and as babies, they don't really react as much. Now they run to me and they're like, Daddy, and they jump in my arms and my heart melts and I'm just like, oh, it was worth it.
Daddy, happy birthday
to
you, Daddy.
I love you!
Love you.
The twins call Sebastian Daddy. They see him regularly and he pays maintenance. But Kristen and Kim are registered on their birth certificate as their mother and father and are the legal guardians.
We're going down in May for the kids' birthday.
To Durban.
So if you would like to see your kids on their 5th birthday, you'll have to come there. And then we'll come back down for June.
So from a legal perspective, I have no claim. You know, I'm just there for the love and I'm there on the adventure and I have to believe. So no matter what happens, it's okay.
I would think these apps, in a way, are operating ahead of legal systems around the world, trying to catch up.
Yeah, a very common arrangement, believe it or not, is no written arrangement at all and people just having a conversation and just sort of agreeing that that's what they're going to do.
Now, this is a very complicated option, right? Because once you become a parent, you know, you don't want anybody to tell you what to do. But in the end, I can make suggestions, but I'll never make demands. At the end of the day, the moms have the last say, right?
What do you think about going to that place we were at yesterday?
Yeah, nice place.
And then it's probably wind, yeah.
It's not for everyone. I don't think everyone would be able to cope. But financially, it helps. Because I think this day and age, even for a couple to have a child is almost impossible nowadays. Everything is for the children right now, you know? You want to give them the best life.
For all its complexities, finding a co-parent online is definitely not a trend that is slowing down. In 5 years, Just a Baby's had over 250,000 downloads. And on any given month, 27,000 people are using the app.
It's not a journey that I could say, hey, if you go down this journey, you're going to be super happy. As long as you remember that every day is about love, that's it. Unconditional, happy, sad, agree with that decision, disagree with that decision, smile, see you at 6, and then keep going.
You think we can do it? Okay, ready? Okay, 1, 2, 3, run!